introduce the speaker on what the platform does, how IncClick is beneficial for all of you.
So welcome students, welcome Parul, welcome Usha ma'am, and our esteemed speaker, Ms. Bhavna. So we welcome you all on the IncClick platform and the webinar that we're showcasing today. Parul has been moderating all of this for now, and Dr. Usha is also with us, who's the academic head of IncClick. We all thank you for your participation. Parul, you can of course take the lead ahead and start off by showing up the platform, and Ashirwad, we'll put you on spotlight while you do the video before we introduce Ms. Bhavna and have her talk, and Dr. Usha Ram will of course end with some notes, and we will of course take this about 45 minutes to an hour as the total duration of the session.
Ashirwad, request you to play the video of on how IncClick works.
And I have time travel from the future to help you create a better present. Download the IncClick app or register at inclick.com, a place where learning is the key to every quest. Sign up on the platform and log into your account to check your feed and other exciting features. Wait. Before moving on, fill in your profile details and sync your social media and phone contacts to help us understand you better. The navigation buttons on the screen is your portal to a better future. Wondering how? For you young champs, the first button is Scrapbook. Share your creative innovations and thoughts with your friends or use it as your personal diary. Whereas the teachers and parents is this classroom where they can add new courses and plan live sessions. The button with the plus lets you share your thoughts in the form of videos or images. You can choose to post in new feed or on Scrapbook and choose your privacy settings. It provides you two options of courses and sessions where you can learn. It also lets you say in your business anytime, anywhere. The notification will give you updates about your friends, mentors, upcoming classes, and other important things. The platform also allows you to search a particular mentor, course, or your friend. In this menu, join or create groups, update your profile and account settings, check your transaction history, and many more. End your future with just a click. Be more.
Thank you so much. So now we'll be introducing our speaker, Ms. Bhavna Paul. She's an experienced senior psychologist, trainer, facilitator, coach, and counselor. She has been involved with the education sector for more than 20 years now. In her session, she uses a unique technique, which is called the SHARP concept. SHARP means story, humor, analogies, role plays, reflection, and perseverance. She is passionate about bringing satisfaction and happiness to people's lives by helping them to explore the huge reservoir of untapped potential that each one of us possesses. So we hope with her SHARP methodology of training, we achieve a lot out of this session. Over to you, Bhavna ma'am. Welcome on IncClick.
Thank you, Parul ma'am. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. Good afternoon, students, and good afternoon, parents, if there are any, and Usha ma'am and Parul and everyone present here. Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are going to learn something, as this is a platform where you are learning everything, and it's a beautiful platform that Parul ma'am has created for all of you. And what I could understand is our topic is also related to this only. It means learning how to learn. We are learning on the platform, but we should know how to learn also, isn't it, students? Because everyone tells you learn and study, but how actually we learn, we should know all these techniques also, so that whatever we are learning, we can apply. So I would like to share my PPT while I'm presenting my presentation so that we can have a little visual also of what I'm talking. So just wanted to make it full screen so that we can see everything here. Okay. So this is the topic that we are going to be discussing today. It talks about learning how to learn. It is a concept that has been developed by L. Ron Hubbard. So this was the person who created how we should learn so that whatever we are learning, we can apply that, use that, and feel happy we have learned something. You know, it should not be like a stress when we are learning. We should enjoy whatever we are learning. And that is the very, very most important skill that you should know. Self-study, as we know, is the best form of education. But how many of you do self-study? You are dependent here mostly on your teachers. But in today's age, we are, of course, you know, we can do self-study also because so much is available online. And plus, we can do our own research. But we need to understand how we need to do a self-study so that we can gain more and more from what we are studying and we can apply that. So today we are be focusing and talking about that only. So when you are studying, you know, sometimes you don't understand many things. So what do you do when you don't understand many things and you are doing a self-study? Probably, you know, you just park it aside or you just move ahead. So many of these things would be happening to you. So today we are just going to be focusing on how to do a self-learning when you are preparing for your, you know, when you have learned in the class or you have taken a tuition, but then also you need to do a self-study. So how do we do that so that it's very, very easy to grasp everything and it's not difficult? So why do we study? Mostly people think, as students also, or the parents also, sometimes they think we need to study to pass a test or we need to score very good marks, right? So people who are scoring in 90s or above 90s are the person who have well studied. But unfortunately, can they apply what they have learned? So that is a big question mark. Can we apply what we have learned? So we should be able to apply what we have learned. We should be able to use what we have learned. So I'll be showing you some kind of pictures. Just relate. Do you feel like this when you are in classrooms or when you are taking a tuitions? So I'll just show you those pictures. So do you feel something like this? It's squashed, like your body is squashed and you are taking a book and you don't feel like you make these faces while you are reading? You can just put it on the chat if you feel that way, yes or no. And you are bending sometimes, the book is lying on the table and you are just staring, you don't want to study at all. So you are lost somewhere or your head starts spinning. So all these are the symptoms when you are not understanding what you are learning. But we don't, you know, and sometimes you are too bored, you are just looking outside the window, you don't know what and where what is happening. Or you get so angry. See, in this picture, when you are not understanding things, you get angry. So I'm pretty sure you must be facing all these problems and these kind of, you know, behavior issues do come up and you see your body language or your mood is very, very upset when things are not happening in the right way. Sometimes you might tell to your mother or to teachers, oh, my stomach is paining so badly. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to my tuitions. So you make all kind of these excuses. It's not excuses. It is you are not understanding what you are trying to learn. And probably it's very, very boring. So that's why all these things, all these symptoms come up. You might experience a headache also. So do you all experience all this? Or sometimes you feel my eyes are burning, my eyes, you know, I don't want to read, my eyes are burning. So these are the symptoms. Now onwards, whenever you are studying and you face these kind of a symptoms, understand there is something which you have not understood. And that is why things are becoming bored. And now you don't want to concentrate and you want to leave your subject also. as more and more we will accumulate these kind of problems where you not understood a word or a sentence and you are accumulating from class 1 to class 8, means there is a big number of words, sentences, pictures which you have not understood, and you are just studying without any understanding. So probably you will not be able to apply what you are learning. So when we are learning and we understand, this is the kind of happiness we get. We feel, yes, I know it and I can apply it also. And it's not only about the school learning, it is about anything you want to pick up. Even you want to pick up baking, or you want to pick up sports, anything, you should be able to learn each and everything. So there are certain barriers. Barrier means something which is stopping you to understand. So we will be just discussing about these barriers, but exactly the techniques and all you will come to know when you attend the full course. So the first barrier we are talking about here is lack of mass. Lack of mass is you don't have a real thing to look at. You don't have pictures to support, or you don't have a video to support. So just when you are experiencing these symptoms, just think, what is the thing I'm missing? Is it a picture I need, or a real thing I want to go out and see, or a video I want to see? If we are talking about a car or something, if you want to do, you are talking about physics or any subject, when we are talking about, you need something real to understand. So probably you can just look at the online, or probably you can go outside, or you can have a video to overcome this barrier. So now we will see what is the second barrier. There are 3 barriers, but let's see what is the second barrier which is stopping you to study. So we need to climb a ladder, isn't it? And we climb step by step. A ladder is always climbed step by step. But what happens, we are in a hurry, and sometimes, or there's something mishap has happened, we miss a lot of steps and we just want to jump. We want to jump further and further, and we miss a lot of steps in between understanding I can do it. So exactly the same thing happens when we are learning. We miss a lot of concepts we have not understood, or we just miss it. We are in a hurry to finish and we get ready for the exam. So that is what happens. That is another barrier when we are missing a step. And we don't know, your head starts spinning because you are making something very different, you are solving something very different, and you don't know, you have missed few steps. So while starting, you need to understand you can't miss steps. So when you do it step by step, this is how you feel, and you are able to do it, you are able to apply that knowledge and make something out of it. So this is called skip gradient. This was the barrier number 2. Now we are going to be talking about the third barrier. Sometimes it's the words. In the book, it's written, it's the example that I'm giving you. There were many bats in the cave. Here, the bat meaning is the child is perceiving the bats, the sports, those bats. But in this text, the bats mean is those animals which are there, bats. So one meaning can have different, one word could have different meanings. So now you need to understand the meaning that you are understanding is right or wrong. So you need to use dictionary, or you need to clarify in the context, what does it matter? What is the meaning in the context? So that has to be very, very clear. And if you keep skipping these words, then there is a huge kind of a blank created in our brain, and this blank gives you all the symptoms which I showed you earlier. So it could be a misunderstood word, it could be an alphabet, it could be a very small word also which you have not understood. So that is what stops you in giving up the subject. Oh, I don't like maths, I don't like physics, I don't like history, I just don't want to study anymore. They're very boring, they're very hard. So all these thoughts starts coming into your mind, isn't it? So the third barrier is misunderstood word. So these are the 3 barriers that we are talking about. And when these 3 barriers are encountered, when you are doing self-study, or you are learning through a teacher or through a tutor, this stops you. This stops you to, achieve or to be at your best. You can't just give out your best, and then you can't apply that knowledge. So in the program that we do, Learning How to Learn, I will give you techniques, how you can overcome all this. And by your own and in a very simple, once you know the techniques and you start applying these techniques, you will see how easy it is to learn anything and everything. So we can join the course and just take how the techniques, we give you steps. I will be sharing you a lot of steps and tools how to overcome these barriers. See, the only reason a person gives up study or becomes confused or unable to learn is above all only these three barriers. And most important is the misunderstood word. And when we go away with all these barriers, then this is something that happens. You feel happy. You don't have those behavioral issues. You don't feel bored. You don't have all those symptoms, and you're happy always. And you want to learn more and more and more. So this is what was my first topic about learning how to learn. Now the second thing that I'm going to be discussing today is about your finger patterns. So the finger patterns is very unique thing that all of us has, and it makes us unique, isn't it? You must have seen no two people have same kind of finger patterns. Even if you are twins, then also you will see the two different twins are totally different, isn't it? So what is the importance? Why should we know what are the finger patterns we have? Because it's my unique identity. It is my power. It gives me confidence. I should know what I am born with. What are the qualities I'm born with? Because we are so confused these days because we have so much of information available, and then I don't understand how to make a decision about myself. So through these finger patterns, we identify what are your innate qualities, what you are going to be good at, and how in the future you can take your decisions basis on this kind of a report. So we all are unique, and that is our strength. We should always think I am a unique person and I have unique qualities and no one else has any unique quality than me. So it could be anything. It could be music, it could be language, it could be so many things you can be unique at, but you need to identify. So how are you going to identify your strength? This question must be coming in your mind. How am I going to identify my strength? So sometimes, you discover self. Some people are good at it. Maybe the singer, they sing very well, or they do a lot of artwork very well from their childhood. These are the blessed people who are connected with themselves and they know, okay, I know I am good at this. But how about some people who don't know what they are good at? Every one of has some qualities and some strength, but some are able to identify, some are able to not identify. So sometimes we take a personality test also, which is paper, a questionnaire is given to you, and then you identify. Maybe you've done those psychometric tests also. Sometimes we experiment. Okay, I will try this, I will try that, trial and error method, and whatever. But what happens when we are doing trial and method? A lot of time is wasted, and 70% of the time people are doing trial and error, and lot of your time is wasted in that, and you are not able to reach where you want to reach. So if we know what is good in me at this moment, then why will I waste my time on the things which I am not good at? So sometimes what happens, why people choose, they choose because this is the right way to choose. Other people are doing it. Oh, my friend has taken up dance, I'm also going to take up dance. My friend has taken coding, I'm also going to join coding, right? This is the way you think. Then my family wants it, my parents want. How to, oh, you must, because it's in trend, coding these days is in trend, and I've seen so many ads coming on the social media about coding, so let's join coding. Whether you are able to do it or not able to do it, but you will try it out. And then peer influence, like your friends are forcing you, I'm joining, you also join. So these are the only ways you make a decision. So I would like to ask you, is this the right way to take a decision? Just by going what the family wants or what the peer want or what is in the trend? No, that's not. You should know whether I can do it. Is it meant for me or it is not meant for me? So in this today's era where everything is digitized, everything is, available to every one of us, we also have a tool to identify your strength. So for this, they should give them a good and genuine, and then you can take up a good and genuine training and in the right direction. And sometimes there are a lot of hidden talents also within you, which is revealed through these kind of reports. So we have a tool which will talk about your personality. It will give about your uniqueness, your potentials, and your abilities. So this tool is called Dermatoglyphics Multiple Intelligence Analysis. In short, maybe this is difficult for you, but we can say DMIA or biometric analysis, because these are all biometric. So you can just relate with it as a biometric analysis. And it's a wonderful, excellent tool to get a support into your life. It is going to help you as a student to find out where your interest lies, where is your aptitude, what would be your passion. Maybe you know little about it, but you are not sure about it. And maybe, what are your entrance factors and how you are going to achieve the goals or the dreams that you have thought of. And nurture that what nature has given you. We should only nurture and nurture that which already is my strength, is been given to me by my nature. So I should only focus on that. So this was a person who invented dermatoglyphics. It's a Greek word. Derma means skin and glyph means carving on the skins. So Dr. Harold Cummins was the father who started fingerprint analysis. So earlier it was used in forensic, you must be aware. In forensic it was used, but nowadays it's used for education and to identify your own strength and your own potentials. So it's been very, very popular around other countries like US, UK, everywhere it's very popular. And in India also, it's been here for last 10 years. And this test we have, taken, we are registered with International Test Commission. So this test is also authentic, 100% authentic. And these finger patterns are formed when you are in your mother's womb. That time only everything is decided how your brain is going to be. And sometimes some things get changed due to the environment when you are coming, but for certain things remains the same, they never change. So I'll talk about the things which never change. But before that, I will tell you my right hand. This is my right hand, and it is connected to the left side of my brain. And this is my left hand, which is connected to the right side of my brain, right? Here, I would like to narrate a small story also. I keep going to a lot of schools to give a lot of training programs. And in one of the training programs, there were kids like you sitting together, and I gave them a question. Can you quickly write down or list down the things which are round in shape and red in color? Round in shape and red in color. They started writing like apple, bindi, and a lot of other things came into their mind, and they started writing down. But there was this one child at the back of the seat in the classroom. He raised his hand and said, "Ma'am, can you just give me 2 minutes? Before, your this activity is for 10 minutes, but the last 2 minutes, you let me know 2 minutes are left and I will give you the list." I said, okay. But everybody else in the class said, "Oh, ma'am, don't listen to him. He never do anything. He's a very disturbing child. He disturbs everyone and he has no friends. Nobody wants to talk to him also. So, ma'am, don't listen to this child." So I was confused. I said, no, I will give him a chance. Why not? So when 2 minutes were left, I told him, "Rahul, 2 minutes are left. Now you can do what you want to do." So he said, okay. And within a minute after, he raised his hand again and he said, "Ma'am, I'm done." And okay, I said, "Just be there." And I asked the other students, "How many items you have listed?" They said, "Ma'am, 10, 15, maximum 20, not beyond that," they could think. But this child, he came forward and said, "Ma'am, there are infinite number of items. I can paint them red. I can paint anything red and I can cut them in a round shape. So there are infinite items, and I was really surprised. His thinking was out of the box, and even he didn't know he was such a creative person. So that day I identified somebody who was so creative, and people used to think he is very dumb, he doesn't know anything, he is stupid, so that is the importance, of this analysis also. Sometimes you come to know about what is hidden inside you. And when he took the analysis, actually he was a very, very visual person, and he was a very, very creative person. So that is how we can, discover a lot of things about ourselves. So nobody is dumb, nobody is, bad. Everybody has some or the other quality. That is what we should know about ourselves. What are those qualities in which I can be really successful? So these two thumbs are going to talk about my personality. My fingers, they are connected to my frontal lobe. Like, how do I think? I think logically or I think creatively. Then my middle finger is connected to my kinesthetic, like movement. You will see some movement. They're very, very active. They don't want to sit in the classroom, and they are very sporty. So this is identified from this finger. Then I have index finger. Index finger is all about language and speech and sound. And then little occipital, this is all about how I visualize and how I see everything. So then when you discover about yourself, it is your inborn strength and weaknesses. We are all have weaknesses also, isn't it? We are not only we have strength, but we have weaknesses. When we identify, we can work on both your strength also and your weaknesses also. You can have your own personal extra co-curriculum program. You can choose easily what I want. Hidden talents, as I told you. For parents also, it helps. For students also, it's helping to identify. Then parents also, it is helping to identify. Even for the teachers, it is very easy to identify what a child is, and then they can deliver their lectures accordingly. So it improves the family relationship also. And some people who have little behavioral issues, that can be also overcome, and your learning experience can also go evolve a lot, so that you are easily connected with your style and you are able to achieve things easily. So we can combine learning how to learn also, and this also, so that we can achieve success easily without any stress, without any tension, without getting worried. Just be happy, go lucky, and just nurture what nature has given you. Okay, so these are some more benefits in the education field. So I will not talk much on this. We will just talk about it helps you in choosing intent, what exams, what stream you want to go into. Probably you want to go in science, you want to go in humanities, or you want to go in commerce. But in today's scenario, when we have new education policy where we can mix certain subjects, so you can choose now which subject I am going to be good at, and why not choose only those subjects where I'm going to be good at. So yes, the first thing that it talks about your personality, that we identify from these two thumbs. That is, some people are very, very task oriented, means they will say, just do it. They are so motivated. No, I just want to do it. They have a goal and they want to achieve it. These kind of people fall in dominance, that is D. And then there are some people who are compliant. They're very, very careful, very logical, very organized. Organized means when you go on in their room, their table would be very well organized, everything in place. So these are the people, and they want to do everything in a right way. They don't want to break rules, and they are focused on their work. They are not focused on people. They are focused more on their work because they are logical thinkers, and they are self-motivated, dominance and compliance. But on the other side, we have people who are influence and who are steady or stable people. Influential people they are very talkative, very spontaneous, and they want to be in limelight, and they are people. Why? Because for them everything is their friends, everything is having fun about everything. So that are influenced people. And stable people, they do it together with the team. They don't want to do it alone. They will get more people. If I have learned something, I would like to teach and get more people, and in a team they work together. And they are people means they are little reserved, also stable people, but when they have make good friends, then they talk a lot over there. And if people means if my friends tell me to do something, I might do that and I might not do my own work. So this might happen with some of you. When your friends are saying something, you do it, and your own work, you forget to do your own work, but you help your friend first. So there are cases like this. So we discuss more about this when you get your patterns, you get your analysis done. So then we will talk in a deep. I'm just giving you an overview about what all we can derive from this analysis. So we can know about a learning styles. Am I a visual learner? Because some people just want to see through. This is called adding more mass, like videos, pictures. I just learn through that only. There are some people, like I'm talking to you, I'm showing a visual, you are connecting, but there are some people who can just go with the auditory way of teaching also. Kinesthetic is they want to actually do it. They want to do it, and then maybe we have a combination of three, or maybe we have whichever is prominent, whichever has number of neurons more. So in our brain, we have lot of neurons, and it is through this analysis, we are mapping about our brain, and wherever my neurons are more, I can do that task easily. And wherever my neurons are less, it takes me, I need to struggle or I need to work hard on that area. So we identify that very easily through this. I could be a logical thinker or a convergent thinker, or my story told like creative thinking, or very, very divergent, very out of the box kind of a thinking people have. And some people might have mixed patterns also. So when you have mixed patterns in your hand, then you might be able to harm yourself, or you sometimes harm other also. So we could be intelligent in 8 ways. Some people love to talk about themselves. So they are very self-smart. They know everything about themselves, what I want, what I don't want. Yeah, by birth, they know a lot about themselves. Some people are very good in their languages. They can learn more than one language also, like English and Hindi, of course, are the basic language. But then they can learn Sanskrit, or they can learn international languages. They pick up languages very, very fast. Why? Because this brain, part of their brain is more active. Then we have some people who are very logical thinker. They will think about logics, right? And my dear students, logic is not maths. Maths is different and logical thinking is totally, totally different. Maybe you are good at maths, but maybe you are not good in logical thinking. So that's this happens, and we need logical thinking a lot while we are studying, or will be choosing our stream, or when we are going to be applying for our colleges where we have exam on logical thinking. So when I do the analysis, and if your logical thinking is low or more, whatever it is, we will be giving you the techniques how to enhance your logical thinking. I also keep doing it at this age also, because logical thinking is very, very important for all of us. Then we have nature, naturalist, how well you are connected. Some people don't like, animals. Some people are pet lovers. They keep pets at home, and then they love to be in nature. So all these things, you come to know, and then we give you how you can enhance and how you can be more balanced person. So could be spatial, like picture, they understand what is the space. Body smart means kinesthetic or fine kinesthetic. Musical, some people are really good in music, playing instruments, singing, could be anything. And some people are very good in understanding the other people, like interpersonal. So out of these, we are able to make emotion quotient. How is my emotion quotient? If my emotion quotient is very high, and I'm a stable person, probably I get very, very affected by people. If somebody tells me something, I started feeling very bad, and I take it personally. So that means my emotion quotient is very high. So we need to balance that. It is made from interpersonal and intra. Then my IQ level, you must have heard about. If you have a good IQ level, you are intelligent. But no, my dear friend, it is the AQ, adversity quotient. Whenever you face a challenge, how you handle that challenge, that is more important than IQ also. and then creative quotient. So whichever out of all these are important means high, that means your thinking is that way. So we can know all these things about ourselves from this kind of analysis. Then how do I acquire? How do I learn? Some people learn on their own, self-study, or they research, or they want to do everything on their own. Okay, a teacher has told me a little about it, but I will do my own research and I will learn on my own. So that's called self-cognitivity. So you will see they have unique way of talking and speaking because they have done lot of research. Some people are affective. Affective means you are picking up from the environment. Like if you stay with someone, a friend, you have made a friend and he becomes your best friend, and that best friend is very good in speaking English, and that best friend has a very good dialect, or his pronunciation is very good. So you will see after a few months, you will also start speaking like him or her. So that means you are effective. You are picking up from your environment. Reverse thinkers. Reverse thinkers are the people who wants to challenge everything. If this is my mouse, if it's like this, why cannot be it like this? So they will question everything. There is no harm in questioning, but you should know what kind of a style you have. And reflective, they think a lot about their back. Okay, last time when I did my homework, my ma'am gave me A plus, so I'm going to do my homework this way only. Or last time when I did a project, I just failed, so I think I keep failing, I'm not going to do a project. So this is the way they think or their mind works. So it is how your mind works and how you acquired is also you come to know about this. So this is little about, we are talking about the profiling, psychometric and biometric. And I feel biometric is much better than psychometric analysis because it's only about you and we are not asking any question. It's your own unique finger patterns that we are talking about. This is how the snapshot, the report looks like, the first page. It talks about everything, then we can combine everything and you become the unique. And this is about your brain lobes. And finally, about your career and options. So this is how it looks like. And that is all from my side. And if any questions or any queries are there, you can connect with InClick and we'll be ready, really happy to help you out. Thank you so very much for listening to me so patiently. Thank you, Parul ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an enlightening session. Students, whoever have any questions, you can raise your hand without unmuting yourself. Put in your questions in the chat. Yes, please raise your hand and start putting your questions in the chat. Ma'am will be happy to answer you. And if you have any questions regarding InClick in terms of registrations, we will be happy to answer that. Whoever is interested for a personalized analysis with your fingerprint, with your biometric, as ma'am said, that you can get a detailed analysis of your personality with your fingerprints biometric test. You can put in a WhatsApp that you're interested in this session, and we will be happy to connect you with ma'am. The WhatsApp number is shared here. Yes. Yes, Pramit, your question is right. The WhatsApp is here. We are also sharing the WhatsApp number with you. Ma'am, the question is, how do we take the personality test?
So yeah, it's actually the personality we derive from the thumb, but I am not just going to be talking about the thumb. It is all the 10 fingers because personality is also related with so many other things. Like earlier when I showed, it's a disc profile, like I spoke about 4 kind of people, but sometimes my left thumb could have a different impression and my right thumb could have a different impression also. So that means I can have 2 personality types also. So I could have more, strength of 2 personalities also and more weaknesses. And there the child is little confused. He might feel that I'm different at home and I'm different when I'm outside. So that is why this brings a lot of clarity to them. And by taking the full analysis of the 10 fingers, then exactly we can tell them, okay, where we are able to give them more clarity about their personality and everything else also.
And
Because
this-
everything is related. It's not only the personality, there are a lot of other things also related with it.
so one child has a doubt that are biometric tests accurate?
Yes, they are 99% accurate.
Okay.
No
and-
other people can copy your signatures. No one can copy that. And it's an authentic software, and we've taken from International Test Council also. They've also, given us the go, so we can conduct these tests.
So one of the child is like, I have two different thumb impressions, thumb prints.
Yeah. So that means two different kind of personalities he might fall into. So I study, these are the type of patterns that is there on your fingers. Somebody might have curve, somebody might have an arc. So this is how we identify what personality they are into.
Right. Students, any more questions that you all have?
Also, for anybody who might be interested, please put in your request if you'd be interested in knowing more or evaluating yourself on the course or on the report or a session with ma'am. So please put in your names in the chat, or you could directly send us a WhatsApp on the number that is shared in the chat. I see a lot of raised hands. If there is any query, you can please put it on the chat. We'll be able to address that on the chat. That will be a better option. While, of course, we invite Usha ma'am as well to put in a few words. Ma'am, you're mute.
Yes, whoever is interested, you can please connect on the WhatsApp number, and someone from the team will be happy to assist you there.
No, ma'am, your microphone is not unmute.
Now it's okay. It was
Yes.
taking. Yeah. First of all, I must compliment Ankit and Parul for selecting such an excellent topic. I have 2-3 things to say. All right. So I think I get a time.
Of course.
First of all, Bhavna Paul. This Bhavna Paul, I've heard you earlier also.
Oh, really, ma'am?
Yeah, you have talked so beautifully. So I'm just reiterating your points, okay?
Okay.
Enjoy learning, self-study, and how to do that learning. And then application-oriented learning that we are talking about in a NEP, and then experiential learning. And then you talked about squash, bending, what happens, why do we do that? Because we are not able to learn it. And then the best part was that the 3 points that you talked about, the barriers, the lack of mass, and then climbing the ladder, and then the context. I am very sure the children would have really loved it and they would have understood. And then you talked about the finger pattern, which is very unique. Even I really wanted to be a part of it, and I want to learn from you, the uniqueness, how to identify your strength. And then you also talked about, biometric, and beautifully explained about the visuals, because after all, you're a psychologist, and, you have many more skills in you. And then the learning styles that you talked about, and then of course, IQ, EQ, AQ, SQ, we have SQ also, CQ also, and then how to enhance logical thinking, quotient, and all that. And I'm sure children would have really got so much from you, and they'll come back to you. Now, coming back to my own, what I want to say is there is a book called, there's a book on learning how to learn. And this is for the teachers. If they're interested, they can. I was just reading that. It is by Alice Traer, author. He has talked about learning how to learn. So there are a lot of points in that. And as a teacher, if you ask me, with my 45 years of experience as a teacher, there is one forced learning. There is learning by heart. There's another one, no excitement, because the teacher is not teaching with excitement and it's just going on. And then another one, which we are talking about, is lifelong learning. And I'm sure Dr. Bhavna has talked about lifelong learning. That lifelong learning has been explained in different points, because we are not learning for anyone else, we're learning for ourselves. Am I able to apply? If I'm not able to apply, what's the use of it? There are instances where the children have qualified IITians and whatnot, but then they are not able to express themselves. They're not even reached to a level because they have not bothered to, they've just learned it by heart. So experiential learning, and especially lifelong learning, is very, very important, which comes down for whatever Dr. Bhavna has talked. And then children, one more point, make a portfolio when you're getting the certificates. I wanted to talk about it even last time. What happens, sometimes you don't collect them. See that you have all your, these portfolio in which you have all your certifications. And then I'll discuss with the directors how we see to it that our children who have really attended all our webinars and who have really contributed, how else what we can do with you, or probably we can really strengthen your hands or give you some, I won't like to say any prize or anything, but something more that you will require. Thank you so much, Bhavna. Very good. I'm really happy. And thank you, Parul and Mr. Ankit, for really introducing this particular theme now, because we are talking about examinations now. Our mind is all in the examination, how to learn, how to write, how to, and children just mug it up and they go and write. Ask them outside, they'll say, we don't know. Because I've just mugged it and I've forgotten. But that's not the learning. You're talking about lifelong learning and how to learn. I think there wouldn't have been a better person than Dr. Bhavna to speak about it.
Thank you, Usha ma'am, for your kind words. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. And we've been getting some queries to just explain that how InkLick is going to be instrumental in your learning path, or your selection of or what you're pursuing. So like we explained, it's a social learning experience. Basically, we are allowing you, teachers, your schools, your parents, all to be connected on the platform, which is absolutely free to be on the platform. You could be seeing a lot of content that might be there. Like, say, for example, even this webinar will be there for you to consume, because you're member schools, you're part of the schools which have become members with our with InkLick. So courses or webinars like these are conducted free of cost for you, and also they are uploaded for you to view later on the website or on the app, which you can consume. At the same time, when you have educators or trainers like Ms. Bhavna, or more different subjects and genres that might be interesting, they're also available on the platform. So you could make a choice of if you want to pursue or learn something around it, or need a counseling or further session on that. So that is something that you could do from the platform. And we'll be able to connect you with Ms. Bhavna. She'll be able to give you the reports and of course further counseling sessions. And also in general, it's an idea that if you spend time, your parents spend time on the platform, they will be able to make choices for you. They'll be able to see what is more worthy for you to consume or learn, is what the idea is. This is all going to help you alongside what you learn from in the school.
So students, as you all are aware that as Ankit just mentioned, that your schools are members, there is a newsletter, there is an event calendar which is shared with your school, and we conduct 4 such webinars every month for the students. And as Dr. Ram mentioned, that the maximum attendance, the maximum number of certificates that you accumulate by the end of 1 term, which we will term it about 3 months, and thereafter there will be another program for those students who have actually attended all the webinars and have accumulated certificates. And yes, someone asked about the biometric test. This could be done physically and online both. So there is a provision of doing it both online as well as physical.
And Parul, if we could even certify the child who has really participated and involvement and certifications, we will put it in our e-newsletter also. We will try to highlight in that, so that they all feel that they have been appreciated and we have valued their association and participation.
Yes, they can represent their school, and they will be the face on InkLick representing their school.
Yes, certainly, that goes without saying.
Yes, and ma'am, Bhavna ma'am, there's a question: what is DNA?
Ma'am, you're mute.
Yeah, so DNA is, your genes that you get from your ancestors. So we get all the good neurons, all the good genes also in our system, and we accumulate the bad ones also. So if we are able to overcome that in this, like if I have a problem, you must have seen people who, acting, just take an example of Kapoor family, so they are all good in the acting, and probably that's there in their blood. So that's called a DNA. So it's already there in their blood, that, strength has already come from their innate qualities. We talk about innate qualities. So it's there in their blood, it's there in their genes, it's there in their DNA. So that is how they are able to do it that easily. So that exactly you will understand what DNA is all about. So here also we are talking about that. But sometimes we have much more than our DNA. DNA could be a little part of it. It's not always from the same family people will do the same things also. I hope I'm able to clear that question.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. So yes, students, a lot of questions are coming in. It can be the biometric test can be done physically as well as online. Both the options are available. So there is a WhatsApp number which is shared on the chat. Please feel free to connect on that. And yes, it is important, if you want to know about yourself, it is important to give your fingerprint to know that what is in store for you.
And choosing something which might be worthy, or you are somehow destined to do.
Yeah, I'll give you one more example for the
there's a
students.
question, how many types of fingerprints are there?
There are many, like mostly we have 10, but it's a combination of those 10 kinds. Could be a whorl, could be a learner whorl. So there in whorl also we have different types, and arc also we have different types, sub kind of like you have main kind of a whorl, and then you have another 10 underneath it. So these are the kind of finger patterns that we have, and on basis of that we identify. It's a combination, because all 10 can be different, all 10 can be similar also, you don't know. So that is how it makes you unique, na?
So there are questions that where do we give our fingerprints? So students, whoever is interested, as I see that this is coming in primarily from grade 7, grade 8 students, so would want that you discuss it with your parents and connect on the WhatsApp number, which is shared with you on the chat. And thereafter, the whole process will be explained. How is the session? What is the printed report you will be getting about your biometric and the analysis? So you can just connect on the WhatsApp number. Thereafter, it will be facilitated in terms of either doing it online or doing it physically. What is InkClick? InkClick is a networking community. It is a learning networking community for students all across India. So all you school students or your schools are a member of InkClick. Every month, there are 4 webinars which are conducted from InkClick, and it's a platform where you can connect, network, share your achievements, post about your activities on the platform, connect with your school students, different school students across the globe, search for teachers, search for vocational, academic, professional teachers. Like today, we have a professional amongst us, Ms. Bhavna. So you can search for her, see what all courses is she offering. You can view a lot of content on the platform, recorded courses, also have live sessions, one-on-one real-time sessions. So it is a one-stop place for all the students who are interested in learning and networking.
It allows you to share your achievements, like Parul ma'am said, connect with other educators, school students. We also conduct competitions between the schools and between students from different schools. So it's going to give you an exposure on a global, national level, start off national, get onto a global level, get onto meeting up with, college professors, where you end up eventually after a few years. So it's a community where you will only be connecting and learning about how you would better your future, or get better into making a career choice, or eventually getting onto a professional career that you choose to get onto. Parul, if there's anything you like to add, again, just reminding all the children to fill out the form for your attendance and for the registration. If you haven't received the registrations, you will receive now. And post that, of course, get onto the website, log in, and start exploring the platform. You'll be able to make some learning choices. I still see some raised hands. If someone would want to put it up on the chat, it'll be a better idea. I see Sahitra Biswas, you were raising your hand.
Yes, Sahitra, please put in your question on the chat. Students, we are running out of time, so quickly we would like to wrap up. So please put in your questions. Last 2 questions we'd like to take. Okay, so obviously there are a few questions. One is confused about, what career to go in for, and you don't know which subject. So there are a lot of counselors also on the platform. I'm sorry, I missed the name of the child, but you can put in a WhatsApp on that number and we will be happy to connect you with a career counselor.
Also, if you're interested in music, I see a query there as well. You have some music choices to make. You can also be learning singing and rapping if that's what you asked. Those are also options available. And
I would like to add here. I would like to add something here, like all these things we can identify from our finger patterns, because we are talking about career also and career counseling also through this. So it's a one-time investment and you can use it lifelong.
So, well, there are a lot of students who are wanting to know a few features of the platform. We will run the video again, which shows how the platform can benefit you. As there are questions, how can I use Scrapbook? How can I post? How can I connect with other students? So we will share the video again. And then on that note, we will end the webinar as well. So please have a look at the video. I still see Sahitra, please put in your question on the chat. You've been raising your hand for quite some time. This is the WhatsApp number. You can connect for any query, whether you are facing a problem regarding your registration or anything to do with the course. Please feel free to connect here, and we will be playing the video again. Yeah, we are sharing the video again so that you know what are the benefits and how you can use the platform.
And I have time travel from the future to help you create a better present. Download the InClick app or register at inclick.com, a place where learning is the key to every quest. Sign up on the platform and log into your account to get your feed and other exciting features. Wait. Before moving on, fill in your profile details and set your social media and phone contacts to help us understand you better. The navigation buttons on screen is your portal to a better future. Wondering how? For you young champs, the first button is Scrapbook. Share your creative innovations and thoughts with your friends or use it as your personal diary. Whereas the teachers and parents is this classroom where they can add new courses and plan live sessions. The button with the plus lets you share your thoughts in the form of videos or images. You can choose to post in Newsfeed or on Scrapbook and choose your privacy settings. It provides you 2 options of courses and sessions where you can learn. It also lets us save a few in your wish list or download to watch it anytime, anywhere. The notification will give you updates about your friends, mentors, upcoming classes, and other important things. The platform also allows you to search a particular mentor, course, or your friend. In this menu, join or create groups, update your profile and account settings, check your transaction history, and many more. Ink your future with just a click. Be more.
Also, students, so if you still want to further view this video and learn about further steps of, how to post on the scrapbook or take a course or receive something, you can go to our YouTube channel. There are multiple videos on it on how to go about using the app and of course the website. You can use the website on any of your laptops or devices, or of course the apps on either your Apple or an Android phone.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Usha ma'am. Thank you so much, Bhavna ma'am, for such an enlightening session. And I'm sure it's intrigued,
Ma'am, put it on chat. We haven't received it on chat, Shaistra. Why don't you unmute yourself and ask what you have to?
Yeah.
Please use that.
Sahastra, you can unmute yourself. I've asked you to unmute.
Yeah. No, you're still mute.
Yes, ma'am, I had put it many times on the chat, but I think there's an issue. I wanted to ask, aren't there any more type of thinkers?
Thinkers as in?
Bhavna ma'am, this question is for you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was talking about the logical thinker and the creative thinkers, right? So, and then we have reverse thinker, we have kind of a reflective thinker. These are the ones that we have as a thinker. Okay, is that makes it clear? You can get in touch and through that you will come to know more about it.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Bhavna ma'am. Thank you so much, Usha ma'am. Thank you, students. Any questions that you have, the number is still on the chat. Please feel free to drop in a WhatsApp message. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I want to ask that we will get a certificate.
Certificates will come to you in next day. Few students will receive it today, few tomorrow. By Monday, everybody will receive the certificate.
Okay, ma'am.
Your
Ma'am, but
email.
I'm
You will
ma'am,
get it on the
the
email.
platform. Okay, ma'am. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now one track mind. I want a certificate.
Can we leave?
Thank
Can
you.
we leave?
Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice
Thank
day.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a nice day ahead.
Bye, Bhavna. Bye, Ankit. Bye, Parul. Bye,
Thank you,
bye.
ma'am.
And Ashira, thank you.
The DNA test for the fingerprint.
Bye, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Online, or you can please send the WhatsApp number. We will be able to guide you thereafter.
We can do DNA test online.
For all these queries on pricing and how to go about the test,